nightly gaming news.
Hey guys, hopefully you're having a good Friday, and I hope you have a good weekend starting now, but let's kick it off with some news, okay? And stay till the end to see who won the giveaway with the question of the day. And also want to say that in the description below, there is a code where you can all jump into SkySaga early and play it and stuff. There are limited uses with this code though, so get on it quick, guys. Anyways, let's start talking about some news. Let's start with Natural Selection 2 getting a new update. Okay, so it's got a new update, new map, and some stuffs, but I just want to say that Natural Selection 2 is a game that I don't know if you want to just jump out and buy it. Definitely, though, whenever the Steam Summer Sale comes up, or if it is on discount, buy it at a discount. But if you buy it at full price, I will warn you against that, because the population isn't really populated, okay? I bought the game, and I was a little bit late to the party, I'll admit it, but definitely not, years late, and still, not many people were playing it, actually. It's a really hard game to get into, and it's really, you need a lot of people in a lobby to really enjoy the game, because it's a very team-based, almost like RTS/FPS kind of game. It's got some really weird mechanics, but you need full teams to truly experience the game. And if servers aren't full, if there's nobody playing the game, it's just simply, it's a dead game. So with this new update, I'm sure people who already have the game go play the game, have some fun, and whenever it goes on discount, buy the game. But as a full price title, I don't know. I'm still skeptical, and I own the game, so I don't know if I even want to update it. But maybe for this update, it does look pretty cool, and the concept of the game is still hella original. And whenever I did play it, it was fun. Just saying, population's kind of dead. And next up in news, let's talk about Overwatch. I know this is a game I've been kind of giving a lot of love to lately, and I've got a lot of videos planned on Overwatch. But yeah, I just wanted to say that the game's doing great. A lot of people, I think the whole world pretty much agrees with me. The game is at least decent. It is at least good. Come on, no, it's at least great. It's a great game. It's completely polished. It's amazing. That's why it's sold 7 million units so far and will continue to sell more. And I really do think this is going to be one of the next big thing. Hopefully it's going to also be a very competitive game. I'm looking forward to the competitive mode coming later this month. I'm already on a team, so I'm hype about that. But yeah, the game is selling a lot. It's banning cheaters, and overall the game is in a great state. So jump on, play it. Just wanted to mention that. I think it's newsworthy to say that if you haven't jumped into Overwatch now, please do yourselves a favor and get the game. It doesn't matter if you think you're going to suck, if you think that maybe it's not the game for you, it doesn't matter. It's just such a good game that you're going to fall in love regardless. And now I want to talk about a game called The Dwarves, and the gameplay trailer is here in the background. You can also go click it and watch it yourself in its full length entirety to see if you want to actually play the game. This is going to be a tactical RPG. It's apparently based on some novels that are they're really highly regarded. So it seems kind of comical, but the gameplay seems pretty serious, actually. I know it's not as action-packed as some people might like their action RPGs, but it is an isometric action RPG, and sometimes they can lend themselves a little bit to a more tactical gameplay or strategic, and this game seems to really go in that direction. I mean, to the point where you can literally pause the game whenever you want and just kind of strategize and, move your units around. So it reminds me a lot of something like, I don't know, like Dungeon Siege or, some older RPGs, but on purpose, they're making it slower paced a little bit, and they're giving you more tactical and strategic elements. So if you're into that, if that's the kind of action RPG that you like, that slightly tones down the action but gives you way more strategy, then I think you're going to like this game. Plus, it seems to have a little bit of humor with it. So I think maybe its story, while maybe not as serious, could still be very enjoyable. Okay, so let's talk about Rock of Ages 2, Bigger and Bolder. Get it? Because it's spelled like boulder, like a rock. Anyways, you play as a rock, and apparently you roll down hills, and there's some sort of platforming-ish physics combat gameplay thing where you play as a boulder and you crash and break things and stuffs. Anyways, it reminds me a lot of an Xbox Live Arcade game called Marble Blast Ultra, I was a huge fan of. Where it was like a platformer, you played as a marble, and that was kind of it. It was a physics platformer thing. This seems like that, but instead of really being like a platformer, it's really more about destroying things. So that's why it's like I said combat, but it's like platforming. It's like you're running into walls and you're also running over people. It seems really silly. It actually reminds me a lot of the trailer that we demoed yesterday, talking about Dangerous Golf. Which is kind of like Burnout's Crash minigame thing. So yeah, I never played the original Rock of Ages. I didn't even know this was a franchise, but I'm glad to see it coming back because it looks bigger and badder and bolder than ever. So heck yeah, man. Check it out, Rock of Ages 2 trailer. And lastly, in news, I want to talk about a game called APB Reloaded, which is a free-to-play game that you can play right now. If you have Steam, just go download it. It's kind of like a Grand Theft Auto style game, except where one half of the players pick like cops and the other half are like robbers. So it's like cops and robbers as an MMO, and it plays a lot like Grand Theft Auto. You can customize your own vehicle, and actually the customization of the characters is pretty in-depth in this game too. It's a very social game with open world questing and heisting and all sorts of shenanigans. It's pretty fun. But the news is that this game is actually coming to consoles. It actually soft launched on Xbox One, and it's going to release on PS4 a little bit later. I think it's going to be more playable on PS4 because it's stronger hardware, but we'll have to see. Apparently, though, that this is going to give the developers an excuse to kind of like revamp their engine. I think a lot of people are going to jump into the game. I don't know if this is cross-platform or not, but either way, the game should play very well on consoles. It's kind of a dated game. That's why it kind of needs an engine update. It's not quite that optimized on PC, but I think with it launching on consoles, it's going to be better. And overall, actually, I can see myself, even though I have Grand Theft Auto 5 online, and a lot of my friends do too, and I enjoy that very much. I could still see myself jumping onto APB Reloaded and playing a few rounds or, doing a couple of quests or heists or whatever, just because it's genuinely kind of a fun, silly, comical game. It's not as in-depth as Grand Theft Auto, but then again, it's also free. So it's still a cool game. Check it out if you have PC or now console. It's that time of the day where we talk about cosplay. Today we have a Diablo 3 cosplay. Apparently it's like some max gear that's in the game. It's done by Fabricator Jin. He's been working on this Diablo 3 outfit for a couple years now. So yeah, looking really good. I honestly can't fault it in any way. It looks amazing. Wanted to show it off. I know a lot of you guys mentioned whenever I asked the question what kind of cosplay you liked, you guys said armor pieces, stuff like that. Well, here we go. This is probably as detailed of an armor piece and cosplay as we are going to get. All right, friends, we're at the end of the show, and you know what that means. It's time to ask a question of the day. But here was yesterday's question and a few responses, a couple of them. And this time, especially, we have some awards for the question of the days that I picked here. So congratulations, Hunter Scott and Jordan Steffens, for your responsorinos. I do read all of these guys, and I want to reward the vocality of the community here. So I want to do giveaways and stuff. I don't know if it'll be every day, just once a week, but stay tuned for that. And the more views we get, the more people watching, then the more giveaways and the bigger giveaways that I've got going. Anyways, you two will both be inboxed codes so that you get early access to a new free-to-play MMO called Riders of Icarus. Hopefully I can give away some indie games, maybe even some AAA games like Overwatch soon in the future here, but it all really depends on the success of the show. So now today's question of the day, I want to ask, do you guys play more free-to-play games or do you play more bot games? It doesn't have to be AAA games, it could be indie games, whatever. Do you buy games and play those games specifically, or do you play just free-to-play games? Because some people just play free-to-play games, some people don't ever touch free-to-play games. I just kind of want to know your thoughts and feelings on that. Personally, I play a lot of free-to-play games more often, more persistently, like League of Legends, Dota 2, because those kind of games, the free-to-play games, tend to have more persistent updates because that's how they make money. Lots of cosmetics, lots of DLC, cosmetic DLC. But AAA games tend to have like map packs and stuff, and that fragments the player base. Or the DLCs, they're not as impactful as free-to-play DLCs, and they're not as impactful as free-to-play cosmetics, because that's how free-to-plays make their money. But some bot games do their item shops or their DLCs right and good, and some don't. I'm going to say most don't. But then again, a lot of free-to-play games don't do item shops right at all, so a lot of times they're pay to win. So I could see why somebody would lean one way or the other. Me, personally, I do play a lot of free-to-play games, but I also just play a lot of games in general, period. Anyways, that answers the question. Hopefully you guys have your answers for me to read Monday. Don't know if I'll do a giveaway then or not. We will see what kind of codes and stuff I feel like buying, but thanks for watching. Hopefully we can grow from here. The views have been up and down. The quality has honestly been up and down as well, but I don't know. Well, let's just keep it going. Let's do it for a couple months, see where it leads us. But overall, it actually has been a lot of fun and not too difficult of work. I mean, I'm literally just copying and pasting news stories. So we'll see how original we can make this news story. And I also want to do, if you guys have any suggestions of stuff you want to see me play and do and record, like new games like Riders of Icarus, or like somebody mentioned Dungeon Souls, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. I'll make sure to put that on my schedule and do that. But anyways, just want to say thanks for watching, guys. We're actually gaining subscribers at a pretty fast rate now, and overall things are going okay. So let's keep it up. Thanks for watching. I think I said that 3 times already, but thank you. And see you guys Monday.